Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Hoop Show. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis, being joined by Steve Fryer. We're here at Foothill High School to host this episode where we will talk about the quarterfinals of the CIF Southern Section playoffs in boys basketball. Steve, before we get into it, who was your player of the week for last week?
Sophomore guard at Orangewood Academy, Uriel Batista, scored 25 points in a win over Lacey of Los Angeles and scored 22 against Rolling Hills Prep. Orangewood Academy, Division 6 champions last year, advanced to 5A quarterfinals.
All right, let's get into it, the playoffs. And before we catch up with Foothill, let's talk about the Open Division, Steve. This will be in the quarterfinals where Centennial will take on Mater Dei. It is a Mater Dei home game. Centennial comes in winning 11 games in a row, and they are led by the 6'10", Ike Anibogu, who is a UCLA signee. I tried.
Oh my gosh, they're such a good team. We saw them in the Nike Extravaganza, Jonathan, and they're quite the team. Mater Dei's got their hands full with that big guy, and that big guy, that means MJ Cage has got to come through with a big game. MJ's kind of played with some fire in his belly a little bit the last couple of weeks. He's got to have that thing. That fire's got to be stoked and burning pretty good if they're going to beat Centennial Corona.
Hey, they're playing great when it matters most.
Yeah,
and three
do.
Orange County teams were actually eliminated in the Open Division, but they will be in the consolation bracket. And kind of in total, guys, 13 teams of Orange County were eliminated in the first and second round last week. Okay, let's go to Division 1A, where Foothill will be on the road at Temecula Valley. Last year's champs, actually, Foothill. They beat Montebello and Cajon, while Temecula is on a 9-game win streak. And we talked to the Knights earlier, Steve. Seems like they're pretty confident looking to repeat.
Yeah, I think they should be. They've got all the pieces. You know, Lucas Araujo, who's been the scorer, but they got Foothill's calling card is defense. They're going to go to Temecula Valley, the second-seeded team in the division, and that defense is going to have to be at its sharpest if they're going to get out of Temecula Valley with a W.
Okay, well, we caught up with the Knights earlier. Here's what they had to say.
I think we've got some expectations and some things we like to get done. We know what they feel like, and we're playing well, so we want to continue to play well. And I think if we can keep things going defensively and offensively in terms of execution, we got a really good shot. So when you have a really good shot, I think you do feel a little bit of pressure.
On campus, I feel like everyone is expecting a lot. But as a team, we know what we have to do, and in a way, I think that kind of helps us with our experience and all that. But other than that, I mean, the only pressure that we have is what we put on ourselves, and other than that, everything's fine.
There's always pressure coming in, CIF, playoffs, everywhere around school, people talking, asking if you're going to do it again, but, it just comes with the job, We're just trying to do as best we can, get as far as we can, hopefully repeat the success we had last year.
All right, thanks to Foothill for hosting us today, but let's move on to Division 2 AA, Steve, where it is Edison at Claremont. The Chargers got a victory against Segerstrom and Arroyo Grande, both by double digits, but as we get further along in the playoffs, those double-digit wins may be hard to find.
With Edison, it's been the two guys who's been played great in the playoffs like they were all season, Nate Matthews and Randall Walker. Nate Matthews also a very good defense player. Randall Walker is too. Just ask him, he'll tell you. I asked those two guys, who's the best defensive player? I am. No, I am. So it's pretty funny. But also playing very well for them is sophomore point guard David Atencio.
All right, Division 3A now. Rancho Mirage at Ocean View. I know last week, Steve, you thought any of these three Orange County teams could win it, but CDM and Yorba Linda were ousted last week, so it is the Seahawks moving on. They beat Servite. We were there, and quite a thriller, 56-53.
Yeah, that's a really good team, that Ocean View team. I think they kind of maybe flew under the radar. They play in the Golden West League, which is not one of the better basketball leagues in Orange County. They looked really good. Kelly was a very fine player. We saw him play Servite, then beat Servite Friday night.
You wrote about it. They proved that they could win in a close situation. Division 3 AA, Buena Park at Colony. The Coyotes upset Esperanza 48-45. It's kind of one of those last-second three-point deals, Steve. It was pretty exciting. Buena Park lost last year in the quarterfinals, so looking to avenge that and get a little bit closer this year.
Yeah, they're an interesting team. They lost both times to when they played in the Freeway League against Sonora, so they had to be feeling kind of bad. They thought this was their year, maybe they're going to win a league championship. But here they are in the playoffs. They beat Esperanza. That's a huge win for them. I thought Esperanza had the goods it took to win that division. Buena Park beats them. Now they got a bit of a road trip. They got to go out to Colony of Ontario, very close to a dairy. So it's a very interesting place once you get out of your car.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. You're not going to make that trip up, are you?
I am not, sir.
I'm not going without my gas mask. All right, Division 4A, Korean Lutheran. They just keep on plugging along. They're at crossroads.
Boy, I really like that Korean Lutheran team, Jonathan. When you look at them on the court, there's 5 guys that all look like they're 6'4" and skilled. Very well-rounded team, well-coached group as well. I must say that with Coach Beatty over there. You know, if there's any team that's left that maybe have the best chance to win a CIF championship in their division, it might be Korean Lutheran.
Okay, Division 4 AA, J. Sarah at Sarah of Gardena. Battle of the Sarahs here, Steve. Harvard Westlake at Laguna Beach. Anything strike out at you here? Because if these two teams move on, these Orange County teams, they could meet in the finals. I mean, it'll be a tough trek, but
J. Sarah's playing really well right now, but you know, they lost their final league game by a bunch to Servite. Then they came in the playoffs, they played really well. Sebastian Mutch is healthy, and he's a key guy for them. And Alec Hickman's had a couple really good games these playoffs as well. The guard who's committed to Cal. And then on the other side, Laguna Beach, we're talking about, they're playing Harvard Westlake, sort of a Laguna Beach nemesis in the playoffs, in the 4AA playoffs historically, last couple of years anyway. Laguna Beach is playing really well. Blake Brazell, a really fine player. When they won in the last round, Laguna Beach, they forced like 16 turnovers and playing really well on defense. That's sort of Laguna Beach's strong suit. They got a home game. That could be huge.
Yeah. Hey, home games are huge over here at Foothill, as we've seen throughout the years. Well, we want to thank Foothill for hosting us today, and also thanks to Steve Fryer. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis, and for all your playoff updates all week, guys, you got to check out OCVarsity.com. We have photos, articles, columns. Steve Fryer. I may have a video or two, you know.
I've seen them. They're good.
All right, you're the one. All right, thanks to Steve Fryer. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis. Thanks for watching, guys.